What's up everybody, welcome to my channel. Thanks for being here again. In this video, I'm gonna be talking about my experience through my shadow and some things that I had to heal. I'm not gonna be speaking about everything because a lot of those things are very personal to me. So I'm only gonna be speaking about certain things. Yeah, so let's get right into it. Yeah. So for me, one of the biggest fears that I had, and it stems from my soul hating what I was doing to myself. I had some pretty heavy depression as well. Very, very heavy, which actually triggered my awakening. But there were a couple of years in my past where I just was not a good person, bro. I was just really in my darkness. Really, really in my darkness. Just didn't care about people. Doing just a bunch of drugs. And I knew inside, like inside me, I was dying. Like inside, my soul was like, dude, like this is not who you are. Like, what are you doing? The Matrix is holding you, like my soul was crying for me. And so later on, that became a blockage as well. Like for me, it was like, man, how am I ever gonna heal myself if I have all this guilt. Like I have all this guilt and shame of being shitty to people and like not caring, like just and being just bad, just not a good person. I wasn't an evil person either, but I wasn't a good person. I was not a nice person. I was not a good person. That was one of the major blockages for me. Big time, big time. And basically what I had to do was like I went in my mind and all the people that I have hurt, all of them, like as many people as I can think of that I had hurt in the past, even if they hurt me too. Like it doesn't even matter. Even if they hurt me, it doesn't matter. All of the people that I could think of in my mind, I tried to talk to their higher self in my mind. I tried to, or at least a version of them. And like I said sorry, right? To them, right? To their soul in my mind. I was picturing it, I was visualizing it, and I was doing it, and I would cry afterwards. And it was literally healing me. And slowly but surely it would heal me. This is my cat, by the way. And so because of and that's how I would do it. And by the way, this happened, I had to do this 3 or 4 times with that same person in order for me to really purge everything out, right? Really, really purge everything. Because there was one person where I did hurt really badly. I really hurt her. Yeah, it was a female, right? I hurt her badly. And like I really had to like really I really had to like alchemize my feelings, and I basically turned everything into unconditional love, even for her, even for there were a couple women. There was one in particular that like really hurt me. It wasn't her fault. She just didn't want to be with me, right? And that was another blockage for me as well. That was a really major blockage actually. Was the rejection. And there was plenty of times where I got rejected when I was younger. A lot of times actually. But this one really, really, boom, man. Oh man, this one destroyed me, right? And since then I thought I was nothing. I wasn't, I didn't deserve love. That's what I thought, right? So that was another blockage that I had to go through. And the same thing, I had to learn to love myself. And so it was hard to love myself. But it was actually, for me, it was my spirit guides that would come, and I would ask them, like, heal me. Like, I really need your help. Heal me. And while I was meditating, I would get to a higher vibration, and they would come in and tell me, like, dude, like, of course you deserve love. Like, why do you think you don't deserve love just because you got rejected a couple times? Like, she wasn't meant for you. Like, everything happens for a reason. Like, of course you're amazing. Like, they just kept telling me amazing things. Like, you're amazing. You're confident. Look at you. You're great. All that you don't know how powerful you are yet. All of these things, and it boosted me up. It boosted. This is why I tell you guys all the time. Speak to your spirit guides, man. They will heal you. They will heal you, but you have to believe that they're there. You have to know they're there. It's very subtle. Their voices are very, very subtle, but it's usually always a voice of encouragement and love. Always. Right? So listen to those voices and believe in them. They will heal you if you believe in those voices. So that's how I healed that part. And then the next blockage, which was very hard for me, it was about me being a man, me being a male, right? And when I was starting my spiritual journey, I was in my divine feminine energy. I was healing, and I was seeing, like, I was like, man, being a man is like, men are fucking terrible, you know? Like, men ain't shit, kind of, right? Um, and that was hard to heal. And that was hard for me to go to the next step. And very difficult, but this was like a big blockage for me. But I told myself one time, like, it wasn't even during the meditation. It was just random. I just told myself, like, dude, like, no, fuck that. Like, I'm not every guy in the world. I'm not every dictator in the. I'm not those guys. I'm just Edgar, right? Like, I'm just a guy. I have feelings too. I have a lot of pain in me too. Like no, fuck that. I'm a human, just like everyone else is, right? I'm not a bad person because I was born male. That was a really big hurdle for me, and I'm pretty sure this is gonna be a big hurdle for a lot of guys too. And so once I overcame those 3 blockages, a lot of the other blockages started showing up slowly and slowly. But those 3 main ones were very difficult, especially the shame and guilt one. Whew, that was hard. And like I said, you have to come back to that same. If you cry once, you're not. And you might get healed completely, but you have to come back to it again. Like, you come back to it again with a different approach, right? The first time I talked to my shadow, he was so. I was giving him so much power, right? The negativity, that it was like he basically said, like, you're mine. Like, I own you. You know, like, that's what the shadow said, right? Or Mara, the devil, whatever you want to call it. It's just root chakra energy, just low energy. And that's what it was saying, right? And so I healed, right? I began to heal my blockages and learn more about, like, flow and chakra and stuff like that. Until one time I went back to my shadow. This time I wanted to have a legit conversation. And my shadow in my mind was like, okay, I'll listen to you now. Because now you are driving the wheel, right? And now my shadow is on my side. It's listening to me. And so because of that, I was able to really step into myself. Once all that happened and I cleared those blockages, there was a flow. Like, there was especially it was a certain blockage. I kind of forgot which one it was. There's so many. But there was a certain blockage where I really healed this blockage. I think it was the rejection blockage, you know, not feeling good enough. All that stuff, not feeling good enough, basically, you know. And I released something, and if I felt it here in my mouth, kind of like in my throat chakra, like a release, big time, like water pouring, and like it was just my vital force energy finally, like, flowing after I healed that, like, I was just flowing, right? And it was wonderful, like, you know, it was wonderful. And since then, it was just, now I heal very easily. Now I'm very, very purposeful. I'm in my inner self, that I healed as well. There's a couple things, again, I won't say because they're very personal to me. But yeah, and again, this whole healing journey is a very personal journey. Super personal. You have to really attack those dark places in your mind. You have to go over them, or you're not going to heal. You have to be brave, right? You have to have strength, which you can, which you do. If you're watching this video, it's nothing. There are no coincidences. If you're watching this video, you're going to do it. It's going to happen. You just got to do it and be brave. So anyway, that's about. I think I talked about 3 chakra blockages, or just 3 blockages in general. Yeah, it was basically all of those were like all chakra blockages. It was all like root chakra. It was sacral chakra. It was my confidence as well, which is the solar plexus chakra. It was the heart chakra. It was all of those chakras that I needed to heal on all those 3 blockages and a couple other ones as well. So yeah, there's my story on healing these blockages. Again, blockages can come in any different form, in any different ways, even times where you don't think you don't have a blockage, but it's there, you know, like, just explore it a little bit. One of the things too that helped me a lot was when I was meditating. Sometimes your mind goes, right? Sometimes your mind will just go. And that's a good thing in a way. You know, it's not always about staying calm. Sometimes your mind will just go and you'll forget, and then you'll remind yourself, like, oh shit, I need to be meditating. Let me go back again. But that when you were going, that mind where you're going, if you're thinking about something that makes you insecure, like, because most of the time when you're thinking about things that make you insecure, right? If you're thinking about something that makes you insecure, you have to work on that. It's a sign from the universe while you're meditating. It's a sign that, hey, that this work. It's literally your spirit guides being like, yo, like, do you see this insecurity? Let's talk about it. Okay, so follow that, guys. Follow it. Even if you have it during the day too, like a little bit of insecurity somewhere. I don't like that she talks to me that way. Why is she talking to me that way? Why don't I like it that she talks to me that way? You know, ask yourself these things, guys, and write them down. So anyway, yeah, that's my video, guys, about certain blockages that I have and how I dealt with my shadow. Hopefully this video can help you in your journey. And again, thank you so much for watching my content. Until next time, namaste.